Part 7, 8 maybe, of the BMW R80/7 build or whatever. If you followed the build so far, I had it running. I took it out for a test spin in the last video. I brought it back. The backfiring has calmed down a bit, so I think it just needs to be run. There is dirt and stuff in the exhaust. So when I gave it full throttle, black smoke came out, but it wasn't black smoke, sorry, it was orange, which means that there's rust inside. So I'm gonna guess, and it is clearing, and as it clears, the backfire disappears. So I'm guessing it just needs a couple of heat cycles, but I've stripped it down, I checked the valves. They were basically in spec. One of them, I think the inlet was a little bit too tight, so I've adjusted that, which means I need to rebalance the carbs again, so I still got the tool. So I'm waiting for some new gaskets, because of course the old gaskets fell apart when I took them apart. This is why I didn't want to do it straight away. But yeah, a good heat cycle is what it needed. And now it's fine, I think. So new gasket's going to go on. And then I've realised that I'm missing lots of little bits on the bike. So looking at pictures of the bike online and stuff, I've worked out that there's meant to be a tool box or a tool tray or something above the battery. My bike doesn't have any of that. A rear luggage rack is on the list, but I do want to get that. After I did the test ride, my indicator switch wasn't the best position. I kept on knocking it with my thumb. So I have redesigned the switch housing again. I've redesigned it again, just a little bit, just a touch redesign, nothing major change. Basically it's the same. I'm just going to change the orientation a little bit, and just printing off another housing now, because I had to chop into the other one. So this is the 4th version of this, which doesn't cost anything really money-wise to print. It's very cheap to print your own stuff, it just takes time. But yeah, once that printed off, then I can fit that to the bike and do the indicators. Let's change the clutch over. This clutch cable is knackered, so I'll definitely swap it over and keep it just in case. But yeah, this is cream crackered, so old clutch cable. Yeah, I think that's had it. That is very much had it. Good thing I changed it. I was going to change it anyway. So we've got all new cables now. Every cable has now been replaced. This is the last cable to replace. But yeah, I think that can go in the bin. I might go in the old spares actually, just in case. A little bit of experimentation. Got the mirrors on. Got my indicator switch here now. So I've changed it around. So left is left, right is right. Just makes it a little bit easier. It's zip tied on, but maybe I'll replace all the switches later. But this is just definitely I want to get on the road sort of thing. I've mounted on my old phone mount here, so I've got the phone mount there, that's good. And then I've got this power thing, so that's for the USB and stuff. I'll get a USB, you know, whatever, and I can plug in I've got a USB one at home, but I'll plug that in there. So I just need to mount it, so I'm going to design a little bracket, I think, a 3D printer bracket. When I was looking for the test ride, I heard a slight noise, and I thought best check this, because my friend told me that if this is out of alignment, then you can cause a rub or it's like knocking noise with the shaft drive. So what I've done is I backed it all off again, and it was out. Like one side there was like no play, and the other side there was that much. So I backed it out. I've turned it in sequence on each side, bit by bit, and now I have an even gap. So that's what might have been that knocking noise. But either way, that's better than it was. Okay, so I've checked the valves. And now on the inlet, both sides. But other than that, it is fine. So let's put on the new gasket. I had to go buy a spanner to finish this job. Can't believe it. Little 7 spanner. Start it up, check the carbs again, rebalance them, and then continue. That was the easiest valve check ever, pretty much. Gasket's back on, hopefully that's all good. We'll soon find out if it leaks. I've tidied up this dashboard a bit, so I've installed this. This is a little 3D printed bracket I made. I've just measured some bits and ripped off a couple of other designs off Thingiverse or whatever it was, and then just measured it to make mine fit. That's all I did. And just readjusted a couple of things. But yeah, it's quite easy to tweak down, and it's just held on by 2 zip ties, but it looks quite neat. So I'm happy with that. My indicator setup's all good. So yeah, get it outside and measure the carbs now, see if they're in balance. Is there a Terry? No Terry yet.
Then Terry showed up on his C90 and we had a good little chat about the bikes, and this yellow thing pulled in, which is a 1984 BMW R80/7, which also happens to be an ex-police bike. What are the chances that on my bike's first outing, first proper ride to a CAF, another ex-police BMW bike shows up?
What do you reckon? Probably a bit of choke.
Well, he's going to try and start it.
Might be a bit loud. Don't know what it's going to be like when it starts.
Might make you jump.
Let it warm up a bit. It's very cold. Very cold. I think you're in gear, mate.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's its idle, there you go.
That's alright, that is.
That's its idle.
Congratulations.
Just above where the light wants to be flashing on for the generator.
Yeah.
So where it's just about charging.
Charging.
Just about.
No, brilliant, mate.
It does take a minute to warm up because I had it a bit cold this morning and it's got no power at all.
Yeah.
You really feel
it's an old bike, you know. That's what. Oh look, I've got a Motorworks keyring. And I've also got this, someone making one of these. Look, it's virtually the same colour.
Oh yeah. I can't get to the stand when I'm sitting. Annoyingly, I can't use a side stand at all on this bike.
No?
I'm too short, I can't.
You can't push it out.
No. So I have to go for the main stand every time. I'm uphill. It's heavy.
I'll follow you out. Which way are you going backwards, yeah?
No, I'm going to go forwards.
Go on then.
Hang on. Let me just psych myself up a bit.
Oh yeah, but you haven't ridden it, mate, have you? It's all brand new to you.
And it oscillates a bit at the moment as well, left and right. Oh, okay, I'm going to head
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, I'm back from the test ride. and if you saw from the footage that I posted, the camera angle was a little bit off, but also I was off, as in I could not talk and ride the bike. I was concentrating so much on riding the bike. I thought, you know what, I couldn't string a sentence together. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to ride the bike. I need to get used to it. It will need some getting used to. I forced myself down some little country lanes to see how this bike can handle at lower speeds. It handles at low speeds fine, and if you can handle it at low speeds, high speeds is easier because it balances out even easier and even smooths out easier. Even with its Vibe engine, it just, as you get over a certain RPM, it just all smooths out. It's like, whoa, it's just smooth. So weird a boxer engine is. I've never had a boxer engine before, never had a shaft drive. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of a learning curve to get able to ride it, but the thing is that are weird about it, they're narrow handlebars. Oh my goodness, it's so narrow. People hop on it and the first thing they say, oh, whoa, whoa, these handlebars are narrow. I've had a couple of friends sit on it now and they go, these handlebars are super narrow.
It feels weird. Don't get used to it. Bars are so narrow.
The shot, yeah, it's really narrow, isn't it?
Like, oh, how do you control this? Like, you just get used to it. Literally, I thought if the police can use it all these years, then I should be able to get used to it. I'm not a complete novice when it comes to riding bikes, although the channel does look like I do because I'll fall off a lot, but you know. Yeah, so I will fix that and I'll take it out for another ride again and get some more thoughts on it and do a proper walk around and stuff. Maybe you can see it in the daylight rather than in garage light, which isn't the best. Still little bits need doing on it. I do need to do the speedometer. As you can see, it was only duct taped and zip tied on. I need to re-duct tape and re-zip tie it on if I'm going to go out for another ride, but I can get the housing for it, so I'm going to get the housing for it, replace the internals. I still want to get some other little bits. I want to get the toolbox for it. I want to get, not the tool kit, the toolbox. There's like a toolbox thing that's really cool that I want to get, which I didn't know existed until I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I need to get one. Then I need the toolbox. I also need luggage racks. So yeah, I'll get some luggage racks as well. So bear in mind that I've spent now, the total is, and it's on the road, but we're not quite there. I'm never happy, but I'm not quite there yet. We're just over 4 grand, like 4,100 I think at the moment. That includes everything. That includes buying the bike, shipping, importing, all that stuff, and what else? Importing. Every single oil, sundry, everything like that. The only thing I haven't worked out is how much time I've spent on the bike. And I can tell you that it was something like 20... It must have been about 15 hours, 16 hours just working out what was wrong with the electrics. And that's and the amount of time like on the computer researching parts, looking for parts, ordering parts, like the time is immense on this one. It really was immense. It's not like a Honda Cub where you can literally just type in the bits and just order it and yep, here it comes. And it was like, I need this part. Is this the right part? Okay, that's good. Now, is it going to fit my model? Maybe. Okay, cool. Now, where's the best price? You know, that sort of thing. Where a Honda Cub is like, the prices are so cheap, you don't really want to. It's like 20 quid or 23 quid. You know, it's like, oh, it's not. But the prices can fluctuate massively on the BMW. So, especially as the parts are very dear, I think. Anyway, still some little bits more to do, little rubber bits that I need to replace and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm happier with the bike, but we're not quite there yet. So stay tuned for a little bit more on the BMW and some more rides and stuff like that, because I'm still not quite happy with it, but it's very close to where I would be, you know, happy to take it on a much longer ride. Going to Rikers Cafe and all that, it's only like 30 miles, 30-40 miles day's ride. So it's not massive, but it does give a stretch to the legs of the bike, and any problems should arise in that ride. And I just need to take it on longer and longer journeys, gradually build it up and build up my confidence with it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the entire series if you have, or whatever. I've had a lot of fun with this build, I guess, maybe, and a lot of stress, but it's getting there. So yeah, look forward to more BMW videos later on, hopefully. And some more Cub videos to come as well. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Drop it a like, leave a comment, whatever. And I'll catch you in whatever the next video will be. Yeah, goodbye.